Hello everyone and welcome to the Captain's Video Blog. We are Thursday, April the 21st, 2016 and I lost one thing I wanted to talk about because it's 11 in the morning and I just woke up. Yep, so I had planned on talking about just how tired I was, but obviously that didn't work at all. I mean, I just slept for 5 hours, so who knows what the future holds for me. Yeah. Uh, I know one thing that it doesn't hold for me, at least today. It's an answer for my fucking internship. Ever since Monday, which is the day where I got a nice call, we've got something for you. You just have to make it be confirmed by the people at your college, and I was like, okay, cool. Well, this is moving way faster than I expected. I've been stuck on on that square for 5 days because I've got a professor who apparently thinks that I should do things in order, despite the fact that he told me that ideally we should have met on next Monday to sign the papers for me to start the internship. Except that if I sign the paper and he looks at the paper and says, nah, that's the whole process having to start all over again. So yeah, and he still hasn't gotten me the answer, despite the fact that I asked him, and I made it clear that the people who wanted me to do my internship also wanted his opinion on the topic. Pretty normal stuff. So yeah, I'm still stuck with that. So anyway, yesterday was fucking terrible. Just before going to sleep, I learned that China, WWE wrestler, pioneer in women's wrestling, and I mean, when I say pioneer, you cannot do a lot better than that. That's no Mae Young no, what am I saying? That's no Moolah, the fabulous Moolah, who remained women's champion for 30 years. The fabulous Moolah won the title so early that she kept it until the rise of what people would call the first divas. But China was in 1997, 1996, the end of the 90s, the Attitude Era. An era not really known for in WWE for giving strong female competitors besides Lita Trish Stratus. China looked like a strong woman who could do whatever she wanted. She would kick ass and take names, basically. Her romance with Eddie Guerrero was something else. First woman to enter the Royal Rumble, first woman to be the Intercontinental Champion. That's textbook pioneering stuff. Prince died. I'm not gonna go at length about how Prince was one of the greats, and he influenced so much stuff, because I didn't really listen to Prince. To me, Prince was kind of a quirky artist. I mean, to everyone, really, but very talented. He sure was an influence on rock and pop, and but he certainly was a bit quirky. I mean, that's a terrible loss for the industry, because he had a lot of fans, obviously, and they must be like devastated. So yeah, rest in peace to both of those people. I've heard that this week lots of people actually died, whether in the US or the UK, um, of known people, celebrities, but they were no, you know, they weren't really known on a global scale. So yeah. So what can I talk about really? So yesterday, I just found it. The one of the announcers, like the most charismatic of the pair, um, one of the announcers who does wrestling in French, the wrestling programming, was in a show, a mainstream sports show, and there's always this one thing that pisses me off with French media, and that's probably the reason why we don't have pro wrestling on free TV. Um, it's that they still apparently don't know what wrestling is. Like, at this point, wrestling has been on TV screens for about 20 years, and I mean in a continuous manner since I think RTL 9 started airing WCW Nitro in at the end of the 90s, and it's save for maybe a year or two. It's always been the same team who did the announcing in France. So they must have gone through that kind of questions so many times that I don't even think. I mean, at this point, I must have just one paper saying it's not a real sport, but it's entertainment, and I mean, there's a lot of sports aspects, and they are really trained athletes, spent a lot of their years, uh, sacrificed a lot of their young years to the craft and all that. It kind of pisses me off that the French media just ignores the fact that there's quite an audience for wrestling. Like, there wouldn't be pay-per-views airing live without, until recently, a almost live coverage of WWE wrestling, if it weren't for a steady audience that was willing to stay up until 5 in the morning to watch 6 foot something men kicking the shit out of each other, and the same goes for for women kicking the shit out of each other. And there's always this question: so what's pro wrestling really? Yeah, that I mean that's kind of disheartening, because at during 2 or 3 years, wrestling was on prime time in on free TV, and you're like, don't you do your research? Like, the WWE comes every year in France, so that must mean there's something. Like, Belgium, it goes there every once in a while, like when they're on a pretty regular manner for the last couple of years. But France, since steadily since 2007, 2008, it comes to France for 1 or 2 shows, and people have been asking for more, but really you cannot really ask for more when you look at what network it airs on. Yeah. You just think that maybe people would know better. Talking about wrestling, Samoa Joe, he won the NXT Championship from the hands of Finn Balor at a live event in Michigan, I think. That's weird. Like the last time I remember a title change at a live event being acknowledged, I think it was when The Miz and John Morrison won the World Tag Team Championships from CM Punk and Kofi Kingston at a live event. I think it was a bit before pay-per-view. It was in Canada in 2008 or something like that, and it was hella weird that they would acknowledge it, because usually at a house show there might be a title change, but because at the end of the night there's another title change, the title reverts to its a previous owner. Well, it's not acknowledged in on the website and in the official literature. Yeah. And obviously that adds up. Finn Balor until recently hadn't tweeted about anything. He went for a whole week not tweeting after Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows made their debut. Not in-ring debut, because that's for Monday. And it was very, very suspicious, as he should be. And I don't know if Finn is set to debut on the main roster at Payback, which it might be the case. Payback is literally next weekend, as I understood. I think it's either next weekend or the following weekend, but yeah, we're really close to Payback. The way I see it going is, well, Finn loses the championship yesterday in Lowell, I think. Anderson and Gallows debut Monday on Raw. Finn comes to NXT next Wednesday without the title. Says, it's been great. Maybe has a rematch, loses it. Well, I'm off, I guess. Or I really don't know. Or he has just one little segment when he says, "Well, I've lost this title. I will challenge Samoa Joe next week on NXT," and he debuts at Payback, makes his final goodbye to NXT on the Wednesday after Payback. I don't really know how it will go, but things are getting clearer for a Bullet Club, or rather a Balor Club debut on the main roster. So I guess that's pretty much it. I had no idea for what to write in the description because I was so tired, but right now I have no idea because there's just nothing to talk about, I guess. We'll see. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.